Peter, Chad, Mark. Hey, congratulations for the
You
Orville.
made
Yay. Thank you.
How does it feel to return to the Orville after all these years?
Strange.
It's about bloody time. That's what I think.
Yeah,
It's wild.
Yeah, because of COVID, man, it just offset the balance of everything. So we were all in a certain sense of recalibration, but at the same time, anticipating the work, because we all love what we do and we all love the show. And, we're all huge fans of Seth and the entire team. So it was great to get back, but it was a bit wonky, because we were stepping through this COVID situation.
It was, I felt like maybe like a little bit of the feeling of when I watched the first episode, where the first episode aired, or some of the first season aired, because it's been so long. And, we've seen snippets of things along the way, like pieces of stuff that's not finished or that needed to be color corrected, or the soundtrack or the score is not there. But when you see it all put together, it's like, holy crap. Like we really, there was a lot of work, and it was a long time to shoot those episodes. And it was just so gratifying to see the finished product. You know what I mean? I felt like a fan all of a sudden, you know what I mean? It was great to see it, to finally, see it. And I still can't really believe that this is going to air soon,
Well, we don't shoot it chronologically, so there's that added confusion factor. When
Absolutely.
You finally get round to it again, you're like, so this was for, episode 1 or episode 3. And
I'm glad they sent us the screeners, because I had no idea. I mean, it was just a big jumble of space stuff, and like I didn't know what episode was what or what we shot, because it just took so long shooting like out of sequence and just shooting everything. So it was great, refreshing. It's fun to see. Like I could snuggle up for like a couple hours and just watch both of them together back to back, and it was fun.
I know for fans, it's a 3-year hiatus for the rest of us. How do you recommend us, to prepare for the third season? Do you suggest that we should just go back and watch the first 2 seasons again?
Why not? Why not? Totally. It's not like 100 episodes to like, there's like 10 or 12, like 12 and then 11 episodes, and but I just think it'll help to really sort of get
reorient you
to the world. And then like I feel like all of the new stuff will be people will see, like like the upgrades and like I think it'll be fun. I mean, for the fan. I mean, I that's what I've been doing, is going back and watching everything and just seeing where it comes from. And also, I think story-wise, I think because this season, some heavy writing, and I think that it'll be it would help like the viewer benefit greatly from like seeing doing a recap, because then you can really just jump right in, because certainly since like the way 301 starts, I mean, like, even though it's like a flashback dream, but it's like we forget like where we left off, because season 2, that 6-minute space battle was, there's a lot, so I go back and watch it all so you can be primed and ready.
I was gonna say, I nearly almost forgot about the Kalons and stuff. So I want to say, Mark, poor Isaac. That is some way to start the third season for yourself. I know we can't go into too deeply about the plot, but tease us about Isaac and where we should be expecting him on this new season.
Well, he starts the season very unpopular, basically. I mean, he did save the day at the end of the last season, but he also caused all the trouble in the first place. So, he's not well liked, I don't think. And I think for Isaac, season 3 is really about navigating that. trying to understand how he might be able to get on with his crew a little better. But of course, he's surprisingly rash for a logical being, so he'll take on board criticism where it comes and act accordingly, I think.
Well, of course, he's going to evolve, and that's the most important lesson to learn for a character like Isaac, right?
Yeah, I think with Isaac, he is slowly evolving, and you can see that in season 2 with his relationship with Claire, how he starts to not operate 100% efficiently when his relationship with Claire deteriorates. And that's, I think, at first it's quite baffling for him, and he has to rationalize that and figure out how to move forward from it. So I think he's slowly reprogramming himself.
Excellent. Peter, Chad, I do have to admit that you guys are my favorite alien couple right now in these sci-fi
Of all
shows.
the couples to pick from.
Yes. Thank you.
And I do really enjoy what they did for both of your characters, in season 2. But can you tease us a little bit, because I didn't get to preview anything, your couple relationships for season 3. But can you tease us where they're going to go this time?
Well, I mean, we can say that we're going to pick up on some things that we've laid down, and do a deeper dive and drill down on this family dynamic, and it's an incredible amount of journey. An incredible amount of drama coming. I can definitely say that. Just the fact that we are kind of like the center of the domestic family is great, because very seldom do you see aliens being, put out there in that manner, which is really, really cool. And there's so much going on in terms of how much we assimilate to Earth folks and how much we maintain our own traditions as Mocklans. So it's a shell game, it's a dance, and it's chock full of drama, I'll tell you that much.
Chock.
Yeah. So regardless in whatever alien race, domestic relationships are still domestic relationships.
That's right. We're getting the sense of that, but also, just the flavoring of our culture. Like, you can just eat a cigarette if you feel like.
Well, I think particularly what's so cool about the Clyden and Bortus's relationship is that we've seen it, through multiple, it's gone through lots of changes and lots of phases, and just like any other couple. And I feel like what's great is that we've gotten, just because we are sort of like, we are the alien family. Like, there is Claire and her boys, but for the most part, like the consistent, we are the only other, featured, consistent family on there. So you get to watch
a family, right?
Through a lot of different dynamics, and then you throw in the fact that we're Mocklans and, all of that. So, and all of the issues that we've delved into with, gender assignment, and I think that's going to continue to three-dimensionalize, and there is some great stuff that's coming because of what's happened before, so with Clyden and Bortus's relationship, as well as other relationships on the ship too. But I think what's been great is that we've, at one time, Chad said we were like America's favorite family. Like this, you watch this family go through these very specific issues, and problems and circumstances, and trying to conform or not conform, and cultural, questions of cultural identity, mash right up against each other, and duty, and all these things. So, you know, I mean, it's very rich. It's a very rich landscape for them to navigate, and I think I'm extremely pleased with where their story goes and what happens to them.
And you know, when a child grows up, there's always the challenges ratchet up when you know when the child is growing and questions of autonomy. You know, that's the deal. You know, everybody wants to stand on their own and stand in their own truth. So you know,
even under the most normal quote unquote circumstances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
have a 22-year-old daughter. Trust me. I see lots of similarities with Topa for sure. I do.
Yeah, I can bet.
Yeah. For real.
Now, ever since you know, the show aired during the first season, because a lot of people think because Seth was attached, it's, you know, complete comedy and so on, but the show has evolved and changed significantly to tackle, you know, a lot of serious themes, especially, you know, Mark's Isaac for season 3. Do you guys like this, you know, change in trajectory of where the show is headed?
I'm a hybrid guy. I think hybrid is the new deal out there. You know, it's funny and serious. So as an actor, you know, for the pendulum to be able to swing like that, you can't ask for anything more than that, you know, because you get to operate on both sides of your chops. So for me, that's always exciting because I can be the most dopiest, you know, quirky deal, and then I can come, you know, with some serious drama. So to have that, to be able to serve that up is like, that's the sweet spot of the show for me.
Yeah, I think people come to this show for the stories and the special effects and the spectacle, but I think they stay for the characters and the heart of it. And not like all good sci-fi, you know, you've got to push people's boundaries, like Star Trek always did. So I think, you know, and the comedy, there's still going to be the comedy. We're not losing any of that. You know, that's all handled with a deft touch, like by Seth. So you need to have that rooting heart, which comes with these sort of topics. And you know, it's quite. We're on the frontier with some of these issues. It's great. Sure. It's great to see.
I say this a lot because it's true, but my clown professor, when I was in grad school, you know, studying clown for 2 years, he said, Chris Bays, shout out to Chris Bays, he said, without the possibility of tragedy, comedy can't exist. And you know, and I think that's given, you know, the amount of, you know, tragedy that is happening in the world, seemingly like, you know, all the time, that to find, so like, and so you can do a dramatic show, right? But like a dramatic, and like in there are other, you know, sci-fi shows and sci-fi films that stay in the dramatic lane, but it's really, really a tightrope act to have comedy woven into that. And I think that is ultimately the draw of our show, because it is rooted in, you know, dramatic events, because these are real. I mean, like the notion that, you know, for Bordas, my family is on this every time we're under attack and in red alert, you know, and we're being blasted. I'm at my console working, but I'm in the back of my mind, my family's on board. So, and those are serious stakes. And then, you know, to downshift when there's moments of peace or quiet, and where the funny sneaks in, you know, it's just full. You know, like it's just really full. I mean, it's different kinds of humor. You know, there's slapstick, there's zany, there's very heady, there's very absurd. You know, so there's all kinds of different humor blended into, like, you know, the reality of what it's like to be on a, you know, science vessel
Yeah,
exploration.
I think that's what Seth does really well. It's the mundanity of everyday humor.
Yeah.
That kind of like, well, what do we do when we're not fighting aliens and saving
Right.
the world? And
Right.
it's that kind of like, well, how do you go and have a drink with someone you've just flown a battleship with, and or maybe you're having, you know, a relationship with, but it's not going well, and like, you know, it's the nuance there. I just think he does it so well.
Yeah.
Well said, gentlemen. Well, Peter, Mark, Chad, thank you very much for speaking to us about the season 3 of the Orville, and it's nice seeing your real faces.
Right. I know this is
Especially us.
That's right.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.